Hey gorgeous! I am so excited that you are watching this video because that means that you've received your mascara and makeup in the mail and you are ready to move on to the fun part, which is the application. So today in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do your makeup using the 3D foundation and doing a quick hack or highlight and contour. So without further ado, let's just jump in and get started with your brand new makeup. So if you haven't already, you can go ahead and put your colors into your compact so that they can get all lined up and ready to go. So something that I always like to suggest to my new clients is really get in there and start playing with your makeup. And I know that that sounds crazy because you probably just got this brand new makeup and you don't know anything about it, and so you're kind of afraid to get in there. But what I want you to do is take a minute and let's swatch these colors together. Because they are highly pigmented and you might be new to using creams, it's always good to just swatch them on your hands so you get a general idea of one, how the cream feels, and two, you get to see the colors on your skin and make sure that the colors are right. Plus, you also get to see how easily and how well all the colors blend, because I know that they're very pigmented, especially like our contour color and our blush colors are a little scary because they're so dark, but I feel like swatching them on your skin first really gives you a good idea of what you're working with. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my highlight color and swatch it right here on my hand. So this is the color that's closest to my skin tone, and as you can see, it matches really, really well. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of my contour color on my finger and swatch it right next to that. And so I know that this is scary looking. So if you are new to contouring, this color can be a little intimidating, but you have picked the perfect makeup to learn how to contour with because it's so blendable. So you have it on your hand and then just take a second and blend it in and rub it in. And you can see how well that blends and how it softens. So this gives you a good idea of when you are applying your cream with your brush. This will give you a good idea of how soft it'll blend out. And you can just keep blending and it really, really softens it because it's a cream. So don't be intimidated by the contouring. Next, go ahead and try and swatch your lip and cheek color. So today I'm using the color Nude. So this is Nude. This is one of my favorites, and it's the very first lip and cheek I bought when I started with mascara, and so I thought it would be fun to use today talking to you. So I'm just swatching that again on my hand right here, and it is just so soft. So when it's on my cheeks, again, I like to soften it up quite a bit, but when I put it on my lips, I like a little bit of a pop of color. So it's nice to be able to, I guess, build the color, and you can have it dark or you can really soften it up by blending it out. So that's really, really fun. Last, you don't really need to swatch your illuminator because that is like a nice shimmery color. If you want to see how shimmery it is, go ahead and swatch it because it is fun. I am using one of our Maskcara solid perfumes today as my illuminator because it is mixed in with our rose gold illuminator, and I just love the scent of perfume number 3. So if you're interested in our perfumes, let me know and I can give you an idea of which ones I like or what they smell like or anything like that. So mine is the rose gold illuminator, so it has this beautiful rose gold shine to it, and it's again very, very soft. You can barely see it right there, but it does have that nice shimmer glow. So now that you've swatched all your colors and you have an idea now of what the creams feel like and what colors they kind of, I guess, appear on your skin, let's get started and do a hack by using our Maskcara 3D makeup. So I am going to show you how to apply your makeup using our 30-second hack brush and our B-squared brush. So these are the two brushes that I consider essential to doing your face. You can do your whole face with one of these brushes, but when you're first starting out, I like to suggest you have both so that way you can make all of your application easier, if that makes sense, because contouring can kind of be difficult when you have to try and pinch a brush and all of that. So that's why I love this brush. But I just want you to know that these brushes, you can use them any way that you would like. So just because I'm going to show you one way to use them today doesn't mean you can't switch it up later on, because I do love using this smaller end of the B-squared brush to apply my main highlight color, but today I'm going to be showing you how to apply it with this one. So play around. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Play around using your tools. Different techniques might work better for your skin tone and type, so don't be afraid to try new things. Okay, so before I jumped onto this video, I went ahead and already applied our setting spray as my primer. I love using this as a primer because it was meant for our cream products, so I start every look with this. And how I like to apply it, I always spray a little onto a damp beauty blender and then I tap it into my skin, because I feel like that gives, I don't know, it just gets on my skin better. Plus I don't like spraying a spray directly on my face. So I just spray it onto a damp beauty blender and then tap it into my skin. So you can start with whatever primer you like, or try the Stay Spray. So let's just jump in and start off with our highlight color. So in your mail package, you probably got a card that looks like this. And this is a really great tool to keep either in your makeup bag or in your bathroom as a guide to where we're going to be applying the colors today. So this is good to keep handy. So first we are going to start with our highlight color. And I'm going to actually start by pinning back my bangs because I don't want those in the way. So now that we have this awesome hairdo, I'm going to jump in and start with my highlight color. So there are two ways that you can apply this. If you are new and you're feeling a little uncomfortable with the creams, you can always take a little bit on your finger and just start tapping it into your skin this way. But if you are ready to dive in, you can tap a little bit on your brush and just start applying from there. One thing I do want to say is that creams are highly pigmented and they go a long way. So all you need is a little bit of product. So just start with a little bit of product, and then you can always build if you feel like you need more coverage. But it's easier to start with a small amount and build as you go, because as you can see, I'm using just a small amount and you can already see the crazy amount of coverage that I'm getting with that little bit of makeup. So I'm applying it, I like to refer to it as kind of like the beard area, because I'm going my lower jaw right here, and then I'm going to go up on my upper lip. And as you can see, I still haven't picked up more product yet. I'm still just using that first bit of amount of product. First bit of amount, that's not proper English. Bear with me. I've also found that for me, using more of a tapping, stippling motion really helps get more of a full coverage look, and it helps push that cream right into your skin. Because sometimes when I do like a swiping motion, it can tend to get a little streaky. So be mindful of that when you are applying this makeup. And I think it's hard to do, like it's easy to fall into like a swiping motion with this brush because it's like a paintbrush almost. And so I sometimes find myself going like this. But I always go back and tap and blend with more of a stippling motion. So I'm going to go back in, pick up a teeny bit of my highlight color and start tapping that right here underneath my eyes. And as you can see, I'm just going in like this pie piece shape right underneath my eye. Right now, I am not applying any highlight up here on my cheek or right here underneath my cheekbone where I'm going to be applying my contour, because again, our contours and our lip and cheek colors are full coverage, and that is what makes this makeup so amazing, is that we're applying it all in one layer. So I'm not going to waste time or product applying my highlight color on the places that I'm just going to cover up with a contour or lip and cheek color, because it saves time, it saves products, and there you go. I promise this goes so fast once you get the hang of it and you play with your makeup and apply it more. You really get to know your face, and you really get into a quick routine of applying your makeup, if that makes sense. I guess just like any kind of routine, once you do it a few times, and you just get in the habit. It's just kind of like muscle memory, and you just go for it. So I'm just stippling this into my forehead, but I'm not going too high up because I'm going to be applying a contour here in a few seconds. So I'm just covering the areas that I want highlighted. So you can see how beautifully that small amount of product and that highlight has covered my skin as my main foundation, well, main highlight, main foundation color. So I'm just tapping that in, making sure it's all pushed in and blended. Okay, so now that I have that highlight on, we're gonna jump in and do our contour. So this is the part that I think that a lot of people get intimidated by, especially seeing our contour colors and how dark they are. But it is so easy, and again, if you make a mistake, it is so easy to blend and fix, which is awesome. So if you are new to contouring, this is the perfect product to start with. So what we're gonna do is we are going to find our cheekbone, and we are going to push this contour right underneath that cheekbone to give it more of like a pushed up, chiseled effect. So I like to say, or the visual I like to give is you're going to start at the top of your ear and work in a diagonal motion towards the corner of your mouth, but you're going to stop your contour line right here at the center of your eye. So we are just going to contour in this section right here because you don't want to bring it too close to your mouth because then it doesn't look right. So, but I will intentionally get a little crazy with my contour to show you how easy it is to fix. Okay, so I'm jumping in, still using the 30-second hack brush. I'm gonna flip it over to the dome-shaped end, and I'm gonna tap this into my contour. And I like to wiggle it back and forth like this, so I get a product evenly dispersed on this brush. Again, I am just tapping ever so lightly, and I'm picking up that product. So here, I can feel my cheekbone in this area. And I am just going to start stippling this on and pushing it right underneath my cheekbone in a diagonal motion. Okay, so you can see I'm just pushing that right on into the skin and stippling. And you can see how going back and forth and just stippling and pressing that in, it's blending out so well. Okay. And that's why I love the 30-second hack brush for contouring, because it really does a lot of the blending work for you. So if you're going to blend, if you feel like your line is too harsh, I recommend just softly blending up, because that will blend into your lip and cheek color. You don't want to blend down because that'll make your cheeks look hollow, and you look more like a skeleton ghoul. Or something. You just have like this sucked in look, and you don't want that. So I recommend blending up. So as you can see, just like a nice visual, you can see immediately how much more dimension my cheek on this side has compared to this side. And that shows you what you doing just one color of foundation and then adding that little bit of contour does. It adds that dimension back to your face. It enhances your features. And I have really round cheeks, and I think it's kind of fun to have that dimension in there. So that is the magic of contouring. So that's the lesson there, friends. So I'm just picking up a little bit more product, and I am tapping that onto this cheek. See? Okay, so let's say I bring this down too far right here, and I don't like the way that that looks. I'm just gonna flip over, use the side or the end that I used to highlight. I'm not picking up any extra product, but I'm just taking that brush and I'm softening and blending that out. And you can see how easy that was to blend. So don't be afraid if you get a little too heavy-handed or something gets a little too dark, or let's say you really want to define that line between your contour and highlight. You can go back and just clean up that edge, soften it, blend it. I'm not picking up any extra product. I'm just blending with that highlight end. So No fear. If you get a little heavy-handed, don't worry about taking it off. Just keep blending and everything will be fine. So now I'm picking up a little bit more of that contour color and I'm going to go up here on my forehead. And I like to kind of go in these really soft circular motions up on my forehead because it just blends so pretty. So I'm just meeting that with the highlight up there at the top and just blending into my hairline and then right here on the sides of like my eyebrows. And you can see how much dimension that has even given to my forehead. And it's amazing, once you start contouring, it's like you can't go back, like you can't unsee it. Because I've done my makeup with just my highlight and I just feel like I look weird without the contouring now. And I think even I was afraid of just the word contouring. Like it sounds like some kind of, I don't know, like makeup artist skill that takes a lot of work and practice and like products, and it just sounds way too advanced. But I promise you that using this cream contour really makes a difference, and it is so easy. Before mascara, I had never contoured before, and I remember getting my quad compact and was so surprised at how easy this was to do. So again, I just flipped it over to the pointy edge that I used for my highlight. Didn't pick up any extra product. I'm just tapping along that line and kind of softening it and blending it out. Okay, so you can see the dimension that's added to my forehead, which is just so great. If you have a larger forehead, you can bring your contour down a little bit. If you have a small forehead, you can just keep it right up here by your hairline. But if you have any questions about how to best contour your own face, send me a picture and I would love to help instruct you on contouring. So now we are going to move on to contouring our chin or our jawline. So I am going to take a little bit more of this contour color, and the best thing that I can get, or best advice I could give you for this, is keep your head straight forward. So you don't want to bring your face up like this, you don't want to go too low, you want to look straight in the mirror and keep your face straight. And then I hold the brush at a vertical, and then I just sweep it right here along my jawline. Because you can see the natural shadow right here, and that's what we're trying to enhance. If you go like this, you're not really getting, you're not really seeing where that shadow is, and you can get a little crazy, or your contour won't be placed in the right spot. So try and keep your head as straight as possible, and you're going to contour right along your jaw. And then I like to go up right behind my ear right here and enhance that shadow again. And then again, I'm not picking up any more product. I'm just on the side of my brush, just blending that line down and softening it so that way it doesn't look like such a harsh line. So I'm just blending it down. Okay, so you can see how that naturally just enhanced that shadow that's already there. So now we're going to move on to a nose contouring, and I know that this can seem intimidating, but I'm going to show you a really quick and easy tip to contouring your nose at the beginning stages of your contouring experience. So I learned this tip a few weeks ago, and I wish that I had known about it when I first started contouring my nose, and I'm going to keep this as simple as possible. If you don't feel comfortable in contouring your nose yet, it's okay to skip this step until you feel more confident with the creams. But I promise this is really easy. So I'm going to take some of the cream contour right here on my finger, and I'm going to rub my two fingers together. So that way I have just a small amount on each. And I'm just going to run my fingers down the bridge of my nose right here. And keeping those lines close together. You don't want to come too far out, or else that's going to widen your nose. The smaller the gap between your two contour lines, the thinner your nose is going to look. And this really makes such a huge difference. And I have a big nose, so I have loved how simple it is to contour my nose with our cream contour. So on the top of my nose, I'm just going to run my fingers down. And I know it looks crazy, but you just gently and very softly kind of blend that in with your fingers. Again, you don't want to get too far out and you don't want to go on the sides. I'm on top of like the bridge of my nose right here. See, I'm on top. I'm not going down the sides. Okay, so with the extra product, I like to just put that right there on the tip of my nose. And now I know that we all look a little crazy, but I'm going to take the 30-second hack brush, again, the end that I used to highlight, still not picking up any more product, and I'm just going to softly blend out those lines. And you can see the difference that just adding that a little bit of contour makes. It really just narrows out my nose, which I like. And then again, if you blend a little too much, you can just go back in, add a little more contour, and blend. And it's just so, so soft. So soft. Okay. So now that those lines are blended, the last place that I love to contour is right here underneath my lower lip, because I feel like it gives this nice little pouty effect. So I'm taking a little bit of that contour and focusing it right here on the center of my bottom lip. And that creates a shadow, and that makes your bottom lip look a little bit more full and pouty. So you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so now all of those things are blended in. It's time to move on to my favorite part, which is our lip and cheek color. I love our cream lip and cheek colors. I could never go back to a powder blush after using these, and I just think that they're awesome. I love mixing up my colors. So I just want to point out that, okay, my main highlight's on and it has this amazing coverage, and then the difference it makes adding that contour and giving your face that dimension. But I feel like using a lip and cheek color to add color to your face really kind of seals the deal on this look. So I'm jumping in with the B² brush. I'm going to use the smaller end, and I'm going to tap it directly into my lip and cheek color. Again, this is nude. This is one of my favorites. And I'm picking up quite a bit of that product. So if you are a little intimidated again by the pigment of your color that you chose, you can always take a little bit on your finger like this and then tap it onto your skin, because that gives you more of like a controlled color. And you can see how even just tapping that into my cheeks has really blended it out. So I'm just going to take my brush and tap this, blend it out, soften it up a little bit. I'm going right above my contour right here and then onto the apples of my cheeks. And see how that color really just adds to your like healthy glow. It really makes such a big difference. So if you feel like the color is looking too dark, again, just keep blending, or you can flip it over to this fluffier side of the B² brush and just blend, blend, blend. Because if you use this side to apply the color, it might have some of the color on it. So if you flip it over and use the clean edge of the B² and just softly buff that out, that softens that color so much. You see how that softened it? Okay, so since we're on the track of lip and cheeks, let's just say, like the contour, if you get a little too crazy with your lip and cheek color, you can use that end of your 30-second hack brush to soften up the line of your blush. So like if you get too crazy with it, you can just soften it up. Although I feel like I got a little too soft on this side. Okay, so while we're talking about lip and cheeks, I'm going to go ahead and apply it to my lips as well. So I just like to keep it simple and use my finger to apply this. So I'm just going to take some of this on my finger and just apply it like a chapstick almost. I just love this nude color. I feel like it's just perfect and it's pretty. I also love how we have a variety of like sheen, I guess you could say. Like this one, Nude, is more of a matte. We are expanding our colors to involve or include more matte colors, which I think is awesome. And then some of our colors have this beautiful gloss, so you can really even mix colors, because there's been times where I've worn this lip and cheek and then I've thrown Sadie, which again is a nude gloss, on top, and it's perfect. Okay, so now that I have the color on my lips, nude on my lips, on my cheeks, the last step is to apply your illuminator. And this really just adds that really beautiful glow to your skin. So I am going to be using perfume number 3 as my illuminator today. Again, it is mixed in with our rose gold illuminator. And to apply that, I'm just going to take the rounded edge of my damp beauty blender. I'm tapping that into the perfume, and I'm tapping it right on the high points of my cheeks right here, right on top of that blush. It's kind of like layering. First it's your contour, and then your lip and cheek, and then your illuminator. Almost like, I just thought of this right now. It's almost like Neapolitan ice cream. If you've ever seen like the way that Neapolitan ice cream's like layered, it's like chocolate, strawberry, and then your illuminator is your vanilla. So just kind of layer it where they're all just almost overlapping the edges. That makes sense? Maybe I'm just crazy, because you can see how that's just adding that beautiful glow. And then on my finger, I just like to run a little bit down my nose right here to give this little bit of fun shine there. I like to put a little bit on my Cupid's bow, and then I like to finish off right here on my brow bone, which is fun. So that's all blended. And then since it's a perfume, I just like to take a little bit on my finger and dab it right here on my wrist. Ugh, so good, you guys. And then I'll take a little bit right here on my neck to add, just to get a little fun and sassy. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, so you guys, we just completed our whole look with these 4 colors and 2 brushes, and it was so easy, am I right? So the last thing that I like to do, and I suggest that you finish off any kind of makeup look with our Stay Spray. So I'm going to apply it the same way that I used to prime it, which is by spraying it onto my damp beauty blender. So I'm just spraying it a few times. You do not want to spray it a heck of a lot, because if your sponge is soaking wet with the Stay Spray, it's just going to pull up your makeup, which you don't want to do. So 1 or 2 sprays will do it, and then you're just going to gently tap this into your skin. And while you're doing this, it really kind of softens those edges between the colors, and it blends. That's the word I was looking for. It just blends, and it picks up any extra product, because with a cream, if you get a little heavy-handed and you use too much, what happens is throughout the day your skin moves. I mean, as you're talking, as you're making facial expressions, it moves. And if you have any excess cream sitting on top of your skin, it just kind of builds up, and then it just doesn't sit right. So you really want to use a damp beauty blender to pick up any of that extra product. And again, just tap lightly, push that extra cream right into your face, into your skin. You get the idea. But you guys, it's so easy to do, and your skin feels amazing. The setting spray gives this really dewy glow. If you don't like that dewy glow, we also have a what's it called? A pressed powder called Vanilla Dust that fits right into your compact. So if you have more oily skin or you don't like that dewy look, you can always do your Stay Spray and then pick up some Vanilla Dust, and then you can add that to your compact and tap that into your skin for more of a matte finish. So if you have any questions about that, I would love to answer them. But for now, you guys, I really hope that this helped with your first few times applying Maskcara's makeup. It is so beautiful. I hope that you feel beautiful wearing this makeup, and I'm just so excited for you to be starting your mascara journey. So if you have any questions about application, on contouring, highlight, anything like that, please reach out to me. I would love to help you. Again, I love this makeup and I want you to be successful when applying it. So I'm so excited for you, and I will talk to you later.